So we're here to solve this Slitherlink by Takeya Saikachi called Find the Difference. And Takeya is the author of our Starter Pack 4 book, which has a whole set of Slitherlink puzzles, many easier than this, some of about this difficulty, but this is a good sign of some of the fun logic that you'll find in that book. In this case, the visual theme Find the Difference, I'm seeing that the left and right are about the same, except for this 2 being this 3. So there's one point of asymmetry that's leading to the theme. I'm going to start in both of these lower corners where a 0 next to a 2 without the ability to come off this edge quickly puts in some cells in the grid. We can't join these together because we would close off the loop, which means we can't take the bottom edge of this one. We have to come up here. Same story on this side. We've got to come up the right edge of this one, and that's going to actually move this 3 over. It's going to move this into this 3 pattern, and 3 3s in a row is going to have a snaking shape that goes around it. In this case, it's going to look exactly like this. This loop end now has to keep coming up. This end to complete the 0-2 clue is going to come like so. This loop end comes over, still avoiding itself. We can't take these ends, so this comes over to here. Can't take these ends, so this comes up to the top. And an important thing to note in any Slitherlink puzzle is how are the loop ends going to keep getting to the rest of the grid? And a 3 clue is kind of like a loop sponge. If this loop end came into it, then both of the loop ends would touch to it. So here would have to be some other kind of pattern to get it to work around the 1. But a complex deduction to think about is that this loop end really needs to escape into the grid this way and doesn't join up to the 3. So these ends join somehow. And this end is going to get out either through this path or this path. And in all those scenarios, this edge is going to be taken, and this edge is going to be taken. We're going to have to the top or bottom edge here, match to the top or bottom edge here. So a little bit of advanced thinking in that side, but hopefully you get a sense of how this loop end working to get out puts a constraint here. In this puzzle, we've got to do something similar to that through the center of the grid, and that's recognizing how this 3 pattern works. So this 3 pattern is going to be one of 2 things. It's going to have this shape and have 2 ends to the right, and this loop end is then going to be forced to come up through the center and join to this one, or it's going to have that pattern where everything that's left is now right and everything that's right is now left. Now here, this doesn't have necessarily an end that comes through the middle, but we do have to have something that works around these. So you'll see that you need one end and only one end passing through this channel. So this has to come down and over to work through the 1s. It's got to come like so. That means this end comes all the way straight up to here. We can't take these edges around the 1s because they don't work with the 0 clues, so we have to take these. This end comes up and it's still dodging the cell, so we have to come through the top channel to make this loop piece work over here. These still dodge to not close off. We get this into the grid. We get here, this placement. We can't use these cells, so this comes through. And now let's come back to this lower left side. We can't take these ends, so this extends up. If I took the bottom end under this 1, I would have to come and form a loop like so. That's not going to work, so I have to come up this edge still. This 2, though, needs another end for it to work. That gets me to here. I now can't come into this point, so I've got to come here. I can't take this top edge because I'd have to take another to get out. That doesn't work for the 1, so I get to this space. And so here we have our tricky conclusion of the puzzle we've got to work through. We've got a 3 that's going to be taken. We have to take this post of the 1 either through the top or bottom edge, but look at what happens if it's the top. This now is going to form this loop, which is going to close off on itself, so we want to take this edge. Got a similar issue if the 3 uses this end, because then there's no way for this to connect up. So this has to go like so. And in doing that, you'll see this closes straight away. This has to connect to the 1 clue to use all the values, and the loop finishes. So sort of medium difficulty puzzle. This is on the harder end for the Starter Pack 4 book, but a good example of all the rich thinking that comes through Slitherlink puzzles, and particularly some of the gems that Takeya has written for us. So thanks for that puzzle, Takeya. Thanks to you all for watching this video and seeing how we can find the difference and use it to work through a whole Slitherlink puzzle. We'll see you again soon.